guys, have you ever wondered how your vehicles know your exact speed? Like right now, at this very moment? Well, that's actually calculus. Yup, derivatives. Today, we'll talk about instantaneous velocity, how it relates to calculus, and its significance on real life. Are you ready? Let's start!
So let's start with something simple, average velocity. So I placed two marks here, starting point with an endpoint of 10 meters distance.
So I roll this car from point A to point B and time it took 5 seconds to travel in 10 meters. So the average velocity is 10 meters over 5 seconds is equal to 2 meters per second. This is the average velocity of RC car. But what if the car slowed down then speed up? Average velocity stayed 2 meters per second, but the instantaneous velocity at different time will be different. Motion breakdown. Time 0.5 seconds. The car speed up fast with instantaneous velocity of 3 meters per second. In 1 to 3 seconds, the car slowed down with instantaneous velocity of 1 meter per second. In 3 to 5 seconds, car speed up again with instantaneous velocity of 2.5 meters per second. So let's compute each time travel. From 0 to 1 second, speed is equal to 3 meters per second. So d sub 1 is equal to 3 times 1 is equal to 3 meter. From 1 to 3 seconds, speed is equal to 1 meter per second for 2 sec. So d sub 2 is equal to 1 times 2 is equal to 2 meter. From 3 to 5 seconds, speed is equal to 2.5 meter per second for 2 sec. So d sub 3 is equal to 2.5 times 2 is equal to 5 meter. So d total is equal to 3 plus 2 plus 5 is equal to 10 meter. And total time is 5 seconds. So the average velocity is equal to 10 meters over 5 seconds is equal to 2 meters per second. See, even though the speed were different, the average still ends up at 2 meters per second. Now let's move forward using instantaneous velocity and acceleration. Between 1 to 3 seconds, the instantaneous velocity is 1 meter per second. And between 3 to 5 seconds, the instantaneous velocity is 2.5 meter per second. To solve this, we use this formula. So A is equal to B sub F minus B sub I over T. So let's compute each time travel. So from 0 to 1 second, speed is equal to 3 meters per second. So d sub 1 is equal to 3 times 1 is equal to 3 meter. From 1 to 3 seconds, speed is equal to 1 meter per second for 2 sec. So d sub 2 is equal to 1 times 2 is equal to 2 meter. From 3 to 5 seconds, speed is equal to 2.5 meter per second for 2 secs. The average velocity only shows the overall speed 2 meter per second. It does not show that the car slowed down to speed up.
Example, ball thrown upward. Now, let's analyze a real-life example of a ball thrown upward and use derivative to find its velocity and acceleration. So let's suppose the position of a ball thrown upward is S of t equals negative 5t squared plus 20t. So this gives the height of the ball at any time t. So to find how fast the ball is moving and at an exact moment, we use the derivative. The derivative of position gives us instantaneous velocity. So finding velocity, we use instantaneous velocity found by taking the derivative of the position function. So instantaneous velocity is written as v of t equals s prime of t. So let's differentiate it step by step. So the derivative of negative 5t squared is negative 10t, and the derivative of 20t is 20. So now let's find the velocity at 1 second. So v of 1 equals negative 10 times 1 plus 20, which equals 10 meters per second, meaning the ball is still going upward at 10 meters per second. And next, y velocity will turn negative. So as time increases, this velocity becomes 0 at the top, then negative when the ball starts falling. So finding acceleration. Acceleration is the derivative of velocity. So a of t equals v prime of t. So let's differentiate. So the derivative of negative 10t is negative 10, and the derivative of 20 is 0. So acceleration is a of t equals negative 10. So this means gravity slows the ball down by 10 meters per second every second. The upward speed decreases until it reaches 0, then the ball falls back down. That's how derivatives show the changes in the ball motion, from position to velocity to acceleration.
Instantaneous velocity is used in sports analysis, vehicle speedometers, and tracking moving objects. Acceleration is used in safety designs, basic experiments, and engineering. Understanding this helps us to see how calculus describes real motion accurately. So, instantaneous velocity tells us how fast something moves at a specific moment, and acceleration tells us how that speed changes. Derivatives bring motion to our lives.